Hey, everybody, welcome in as we get your baseball underway on a Sunday. A little bit early, but we're all good with that. Umpires came walking around the corner at about 18 till 10 with a 10 o'clock start time. But I don't think you heard one single complaint, as that is delivered just foul over in the direction of left by Eli Parton. Couple of 0-2 teams wrapping up pool play with no chance to play later on in the day, but there is the desire to go away with a win. And one of these two will, one of these two will not. Eli Parton starting it off for Capitals 15. Joe Bernard batting in the 2 spot. Tanner Chalette hits third. Braden Lennox is the 4 guy. Brendan Boston in the 5 spot. Jude Guillory hitting 6th. Elijah Gamer is the 7 hitter. Jeff Meyer is batting 8th, as that is ground to first, picked up by Lucas Barlow. And you got the out of Eli Parton. And 1 away. Joe Bernard to the plate. 9 hitter is Andrew Pizzolato. It is Jeremy Smith batting 10th, Keller Jenkins 11th, and Kel Harriford is the 12 guy. Cole McGee on this hill for Extreme 16. I almost said stump. We don't talk politics in sport. So it is not a McGee on the stump. It is a McGee on the hill. Behind the plate, you'll find Knox Dose. And first, Lucas Barlow. Second baseman, Connor Wallace. Shortstop, Mike Mosley. And Tatum Miller is at third. Dean Harkness in left, as that is ground to short. Mosley's got it. Goes to first with the throw, and that will hop out of the mid of Lucas Barlow. It'll be charged as an E3. And a runner on in first for Tanner Chalette. I was to the outfield, was I not, when looking at the defense of Extreme. Center field, Bo LaBeouf. And in right field, as Tanner Chalette. Takes the pitch low and away. Well, let's see who is in right. Don't have a player listed. Throw over to first. But that player just turned his back so I can pick up a number and a name. That is 20, which is Jackson. We're going with Fry. Ground to third, picked up by Miller. Gets the out of the lead runner, but safe at first is Chalette. So it's a 5-4 put out for out number 2. And Braden Lennox coming to the plate. And is popped up over towards the dugout at first, trying to reach over the rail and make the catch. Is Barlow. Actually got a mitt on it. But when he hit the rail simultaneously while trying to catch the baseball, ball pops out. And Braden Lennox back into the box. Got Chalette on in first. It'll hop out of the mid of Knox Dose. And a second goes Chalette. Four games today. 2 are pool play games. 2 are not. And a 16U and an 18U championship game. Braden Lennox with an RBI chance in Chalette. outside, and that will hit into the dirt in front of Dose, getting Gillette to third. And now 90 feet away is the first potential run of the game. Lennox sending it over towards first, and will one hop into the man of Barlow. He'll get to the bag before Lennox, and Gillette is left on.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We head to the bottom of the first. Mike Mosley starts at Knox. Dose is the 2 guy. Tatum Miller hitting third. Dean Harkness fourth. Cole McGee, the 5 hitter. 6 hitter is Connor Wallace. Bo LaBeouf hitting 7th. Lucas Barlow 8th. Cohen Cure is the 9 guy, and Matthew Evans batting 10th. All facing Jeff Meyer on the hill. Behind the plate is Cal Harriford. First baseman Tanner Gillette. And second, Eli Parton. Joe Bernard at short. Braden Lennox is at third. Jude Guillory in left. Andrew Pizzolatto in center field. And Keller Jenkins in right. And that has got you set after a scoreless top part of the inning. And here we head into the bottom part. Mike Mosley fouling off the pitch. All right, here we go with your Jerry Martinez weather report. See what it's like here in Hammond. 86 feels like 93. Air quality 51 and moderate. UV index 5 and moderate. Winds east-northeast at 2, gusting to 4. 71% humidity, 19-mile visibility. Temperature 2 degrees above normal. And there is a walk extended to Mosley. Knocks Dose to the plate. Four days away from a full moon. 250,625 miles away from that moon. Sunset at 8:07. And I think that's got it for the moment. Might not be as lucky today weather-wise as we were yesterday. Had an area drop, but there's stuff predicted today in the afternoon. You know, right about the time we begin the 16U championship. So we will see. Looking good currently, though. Dose with a runner at first. Fouled away. A couple of 0-2 teams in pool play. Capitals have allowed 19, scored 8. Extreme allowing 21 and scoring 4. And that's going to hit Dose. So you got a couple of runners on for Tatum Miller. Capitals losing to Ace Academy 10-6 and UBO Henry 9-2. As to the plate steps Miller. And Extreme Scout with a 9-zip lead. I'll make that loss to Mississippi Scout 16 and a 12-4 loss to UBO Henry. Both runners advancing on the toss that gets away from Harriford. And you've got runners at second and third. Last day of 3 here at Southeastern Louisiana University. And I think we say so long to Louisiana for the summer. Got 2 events in Alabama, 1 in Florida with the Showcase Series. Swing and a miss by Miller. Dean Harkness to the on-deck circle that will rattle around the press box area. One ball, couple of strikes on Tatum Miller. Another one fouled back to the screen, taking a look at the standings. And we'll start with where we're at in 16U. And in Pool B, both of these teams out of B, Ace Academy Scout 2-0, but you got a couple of teams a game back. Mississippi Scout 16 and UBO Henry are both 2-1. And the Louisiana Mississippi J16U 1-1. So let's take a look at the schedule and see if things could change. Yeah. Louisiana Mississippi J16U have got the Ace Academy Scouts at 12:15 here. So the next ball game's huge in determining the pool winner. Popped up by Dean Harkness. Catch is made, but coming in to score is Mosley. So Harkness will wind up with a sacrifice. And it's not often that you get a sacrifice RBI on a fly out to first. Dose moves to third. 2 gone for Cole McGee. Popped up towards center field. That will drop in front of Andrew Pizzolatto. And McGee with an RBI single. And it's now a 2-0 Extreme Scout. Make that Extreme 16 advantage. 16U Pool A. A couple of 2-0 teams that will not meet. Crushers Elite 2-0, Southern Impact 2-0. If they both finish 3-0, then the first tiebreaker is runs allowed. At the moment, Crushers have allowed 4, Southern Impact 8. If both teams lose, then it opens the door for Blue Jays 16 and AEI Tigers to kind of move into the mix. Inside pitch allowing McGee to move on down to second. And that is a runner Tatum Miller for McGee. So though we are in the final day and in the final pool play games, there's still a lot to be determined. Connor Wallace followed by Bo LeBouf. 2 gone, 2 in. Bottom of the first. That is popped up on the infield. Hereford underneath and can't make the catch. Tough catch for a catcher. We have seen that probably more often than not. Those high poppers behind the plate wind up dropping to the turf. When you get to the top of the second, Brennan Boston, Jude Guillory, and Elijah Gamer all coming to the plate for Capitals 15. Floated towards center field, and over to make the catch is Andrew Pizzolatto. Wallace flies out. Miller running for McGee left on, but Mosley and Dose will score.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Top of the second gets underway. Brendan Boston starts at Jude Guillory and Elijah Gamer coming to the plate as well. Southeastern Louisiana University, home to the Lions. Had a good year in the Southland Conference this past year. Stumbled in the conference tournament, but a good season. And as I mentioned previously, we could pack 2,500 in. Actually, we could pack 3,700 in. As Boston sends it right back to McGee. Jude Guillory to the plate. One away, top of the second. And then we'll get out of play. Major League Baseball from a day ago. That's the routine. In the second, we take a look at what happened yesterday. Here on the finals, Twins beat the Rays 6-5. Cards over the Cubs 8-6 in 11. Blue Jays knock off the Angels 4-3. Red Sox 10-3 winners over the Nationals. Phillies got the Reds 5-1. In 10, Orioles beat the Braves 9-6. In front of 11,000, Marlins beat the Brewers 4-2. Mets manhandle the Yankees 12-6. Diamondbacks over the Royals 7-1. Tigers beat the Guardians 1-0. Astros 6-4 over the Dodgers. White Sox knock off the Rockies 10-3. Guillory strikes out. And Elijah Gamer to the plate. Jeff Meyer moving to the on-deck circle. Rangers beat the Padres 7-4. Giants over the Athletics 7-2. And the Mariners score a single run. But that's enough to knock off the Pirates 1-0. Your baseball today in the majors gets underway in about 20 minutes with the Orioles and Braves. Gamer checking his swing, but no strike called. 3-0. And if you want the MLB standings, Toronto's built a 3-game lead over the Yankees in the American League East. In the Central, Detroit 12.5 in front of Minnesota. And in the West, Houston 7 ahead of Seattle. Ground to short, Mosley going to first. Got the out on the 6-3. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the second as we head to the bottom of the inning. And to the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Extreme 16.
Are you an athlete looking to play at the next level? With players and teams all across the Southeast, United teams compete regionally and nationally in Showcase Series, Perfect Game, and PBR events. Visit UnitedBaseball.org and you could be next. United Baseball Organization, where the focus is always on you.
There is a look at 2 of the next 3 weekends with the Showcase Series. Next week at the University of South Alabama in Mobile, end of the month at Orange Beach. In between, we will be at the University of West Florida as our summer partnership with the Showcase Series continues. Dropped into left field, a Bowl of Buff leadoff single. And that is the Extreme second hit of the game. Lucas Barlow coming to the plate. Cohen Cure to the on-deck circle. Other baseball this summer, as that will be poked into left field too. Back-to-back singles to left and a couple of base runners on. Last weekend of the month, we'll be in Hattiesburg, Mississippi for a Dixie Baseball World Series. Around the first weekend in August in Branson, Missouri for a Cal Ripken World Series. About the mid part of August in Jamestown, New York for a Babe Ruth World Series. 21st of September, back to Truist Park in Atlanta. I know it's baseball, not sure yet what kind of baseball. Got fall baseball. I know we're working with Prime 9. And I think we will likely be working with the Showcase Series. So a lot of baseball still to come, despite the fact 3 weeks remain in the summer schedule with the Showcase. Cohen Cure with a couple of base runners on inside with the pitch to Cure. Matthew Evans moving to the on-deck circle. Football starting on the 22nd of August. A couple of strikes on Cure. Count goes to 2-2. Well, the scoreboard says 2-2. I think I heard the official say 3-2. Inside with the pitch, and, well, he apparently did not. So it is 3-2. Never question the guys running the scoreboard. And it is 3-2 now. Strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. And Jeff Meyer picks up his second strikeout of the game. One away from Matthew Evans. Top of the order, moving to the on-deck circle. And a lot of sports here on JockJive, and we're greedy hogs. We want more. So if you've got an event that you'd like streamed, maybe we can work something out. Go to our website. Click on contact and email. One pitch. It's a bit outside to Evans. One away, two aboard, bottom of the second. Right about 30 minutes into our 1 hour and 50-minute time limit. A little bit outside with a pitch to Evans. It feels like 90 plus in Hammond, but on that turf, feels like 100 plus. That is popped up. And there is room, and over in third, the catch will be made by Braden Lennox. So 2 gone as we get back to the top of the order. Mike Mosley coming to the plate. Well, this summer, our travels with the Showcase Series has taken us to Perkinston, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, Thibodaux, Louisiana, Hammond, Louisiana, Troy, Alabama. And you know about the remaining 3 weeks. 5-3 put out. Lennox getting Mosley and the 2 runners that got on stay on as we go to the third. Top of the third gets underway. Jeff Meyer starts at Andrew Pizzolato and Jeremiah Smith all coming to the plate. Back to our look at the standings in Major League Baseball. National League, as we get near the midpoint of the season. Phillies, a half-game lead over the Mets. As that will find its way into right field and become the Capitals' first base hit of the game. Central Division, Chicago with a 4-game lead over Milwaukee. And in the West, Dodgers up by 8 over the Padres. WNBA yesterday, Sparks beat the Fever 89-87. Lynx over the Valkyries 82-71. And I don't think Caitlin Clark played. She did not. Has a groin injury. First game today in the WNBA, Storm and Liberty at noon. Andrew Pizzolato, a.k.a. Piz, at the plate. Jeremiah Smith next when you get to the bottom of the third. Dose Miller and Harkness for Extreme 16. Outside with a pitch. Well, we looked at the Showcase Series 16U standings. Let's take a look at 18U, where it's all wrapped up. Pool play's done. And we know who's playing in the championship today. In A, Bandits finished 2-0-1 and captured Pool A by a half game over Star Scout 17. And in B, Extreme Scout goes 3-0. So they capture things in B, and thus we know who's playing in the 18U game. Bandits and Extreme Scout. A runner coming in for Jeff Meyer. Braden Lennox will run for the pitcher as a courtesy. Andrew Pizzolato asked to at least move him along. So his goal in the moment, yeah, he'd like a base hit. Yeah, he'd like to get a board. But if he goes down, move Lennox to third. 3-2 pitch. Outside and a walk given to Pizzolato. Tying run on in the top of the third. And Jeremiah Smith makes his way to the plate. Just a little bit inside with the McGee offering. That walk of Pizzolato is the first issued by McGee. Keller Jenkins to the on-deck circle. On the outside part of the plate. And two kudos to these umpires. I haven't mentioned this, but should have. I mean, you're out on a turf that's 100 plus. Down to first and tagged out is Pizzolato. Dose gets him off the bag and Barlow lays on the tag. And there is one away with one on. And now the tying run at the plate, no longer aboard. Couple of strikes on Smith. But these umpires out in the heat. And today wearing dark, so it's even a little warmer. And behind the plate, even warmer. With all the extra protective gear. Swing and a miss, and out will go Smith. There is strikeout number 2 for Cole McGee. And McGee now an out away from getting out of the inning. Capitals 15, a base hit away from cutting into that Extreme 16 lead. Cal Hereford to the on-deck circle. Hit to short, fielded by Mosley. Whips it over to first. Left on is Lennox. Capitals get a base hit, but do not get a run as we go to the bottom of the third.
You made it. You went further than even you believed. You took your friends, your teammates, teachers, and coaches. You needed Dad, but Mom was there through it all. See, you didn't do it alone. It took a united effort. It also took you. United Baseball is a full-time organization focused on development and advancement of athletes. If you're a high school-age baseball player with a desire to play at the next level, you could be next. Log on to unitedbaseball.org to learn more.
We are a pitch in and out into the bottom of the third. Knocks Dose with a ground out to Eli Parton at second. One out, Tatum Miller and Dean Harkness do up. And don't forget about subscribing to our YouTube channel. It's not an involved process. No credit card numbers needed. No background check. No home address. No mailing address, no billing address. Just a simple click of the mouse. And that gives you access to games, to shows, to interviews, to highlights. That is hit to left but foul. Pretty good shot from Miller, but foul. And he will turn around and come back to the plate. And we're still some off of our goal. Wanted to leave here as in Hammond, Louisiana, with 6,900 subscribers in tow. And let's see where we are at. We are at 68, 61, 39 shy. Outside with a pitch to Tatum Miller. So we need 39 folks to sign up today, so we can go home happy. Outside with a pitch to Miller. Dean Harkness next, bottom of the order. When you get to the top of the fourth, the Capitals 15. That is deeply hit towards left field, and that will leave the park. First one to do so this weekend. And it comes from a youngster, not one of the 18Us, but one of the 16Us, Tatum Miller, delivering with a home run. And we've got a first of something we have had nothing of all weekend long. A home run. So you talk about elite company. Miller's there. Left it right over the plate. And Miller hopped on it. That's dropped into left field, a base hit for Dean Harkness. And you got a base runner on for Cole McGee. Connor Wallace to the on-deck circle. So now we are complete. We've had something of everything. Singles, doubles, triples, and a home run. 1-0 pitch to Cole McGee. A little bit inside. Connor Wallace to the on-deck circle. That is ground towards short. Can Bernard get it to first? Throw over? Nope. He'll hang on, and full Harkness make him think he is about to make the toss. Instead, gets the out of the lead runner. So I'm not sure who all was mixed in with that. I know we had a 6, a 5, I believe a 4 came in. And the lead runner gone with McGee at second. And Harkness is going to go run for McGee at second. So he's back where he was before he got tagged out. Running is Harkness, and he'll be in with a stolen base at third. And again, Harkness is running in McGee's spot. Can get confusing, right? Since Harkness was the guy taken out by the McGee fielder's choice. But Harkness now in as the courtesy runner for McGee. Connor Wallace with a fly out to center field in the first. Mo LaBeouf on deck. That will get out of play over towards the Lutheran Church. As I mentioned, it is literally, I would say, within 100 feet of the front gate of the stadium. The front door to the church, 100 feet from the front door to the stadium. All that separates stadium from church. As that is one hop to Bernard at short. He'll go to first and get Wallace and leave Harkness on. But all that separates stadium and church is a little pavement and asphalt as we head to the fourth.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area, right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at
Bottom of the third features the Tatum Miller solo home run. And Extreme 16 will take a 3-zip lead into the top of the fourth and to the bottom of the order. Cal Hereford, Eli Parton, and Joe Bernard. That is 12, 1, and 2 in the Capital 15 order. Huge game coming up. As you got a swing and a miss by Hereford, he'll go down as strikeout victim number 3 for McGee. Ace Academy Scout and Louisiana, Mississippi Jays 16U. A game with big implications in pool play coming up. That will be dropped into center field, a base hit with one away for Eli Parton. And with nobody at second, he'll take 2. So Eli Parton in scoring position as Joe Bernard comes to the plate. Tanner Chalette to the on-deck circle. That is hit number 2, by the way, in the ball game, as that is poked over to right but foul. Over near fans seeking shelter underneath a Lions tent. Joe Bernard reached on an error and got picked off as part of a 5-4 Chalette at bat. That's behind Bernard. LaBeouf, Barlow, and Cure in the bottom part of the fourth for Extreme 16. Before we get there, Capitals want to get rid of that zip on their side of the scoreboard. One ball, couple of strikes, one away. Here is the 1-2 offering. And it looks like Coach, well, not coming out to the mound. He is tossing the rosin back, that moisture from sweat, creating an issue for McGee, and need a little rosin back. Swing, miss, drop, picked up by Dose, goes to first, gets the out. While Parton will make his way to third. And McGee will pick up his 4th strikeout of the game. Another runner at third. Capitals had a runner at third in the first. Now a runner at third in the fourth. Not yet able to bring him in. It is right back to McGee, and he'll go to first. Chalette grounding out, and again, a runner stranded 90 feet away. George is the 7 guy. Right up the middle, base hit, back-to-back base hit. Starter with a double, the single from Cumbie coming to the plate and tagged down at home. Got a new pitcher on the hill. The new pitcher is Elijah Gamer. Facing Bo LaBeouf to start things off. Lucas Barlow and Cohen Cure due up in the inning as well. Starting pitcher Jeff Meyer working 3 innings. Faced 16, struck out 2, walked 1, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. And hands it over to Gamer. Outside to LaBeouf, who singled in the second. Fouled off the screen. Bottom of the 4th. We have only had 6 and 4 inning games. No 7s, no 5s. The 1 hour, 50-minute time limit has seen to it. And the bulk of the games have been 6. I think we have had maybe 2, possibly 3 4-inning games here at SLU. Lifted in the direction of right field. There for the catch is Keller Jenkins. And there is one away, Lucas Barlow next. Barlow with a single in the second. Going Cure to the on-deck circle. Reaching for it is Barlow. And it is 0-2. Barlow has one of the 5 extreme 16 base hits. And he is now one of the 3 extreme 16 strikeouts. Two gone with Cohen Cure to the plate. And if you're wondering if this will become the first 7-inning game, maybe. Still got time to go 7. We are just a little bit over an hour into the game. So just a tad under 50 minutes left in our time limit. Inside the Cure. Top of the 5th, Lennox, Boston, and Guillory. Outside with a pitch to Cure. Count runs to 3-1. Matthew Evans moving to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the 4th. Last pool game for both. As you got a walk, given a Cure. So Gamer follows his first strikeout with his first walk and allows his first base runner. While for the first time he faces Matthew Evans in the bottom of the 4th. Top of the order, Mike Mosley to the on-deck circle. The Extreme 16, a couple of runs in the first, a run in the third. Capitals will try to plate their first run in the 5th. Low and away to Evans, who popped out to third in the 2nd. Evans 0 for 1 in the game. Count runs to 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. It's wide of the zone, and the count 3-0. And if I were a betting man, this is the take pitch for Evans. It's high. He's on with a 4-pitch walk. And back-to-back walks have a couple of runners on as we go back to the top of the order. Mike Mosley coming to the plate. Mosley has walked and ground into a 5-3. And has also scored a run. Swing and a miss by Mosley. And it is 0-2. Knox Dose moving to the on-deck circle. Couple of runners on. Cure and Evans walk. Cure at second. Evans is at first with 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 4th, a little better than an hour into the game. High inside pitch. Unofficially a 9:46 start. And unofficially an hour 50 from 9:46 is 11:36. So right at 42 minutes or thereabouts left in our time limit. Inside with the pitch. Throw goes into left field, trying to pick off Curie. Hops up, and he'll come in to score. Evans will go to second. Stolen base and an E2. And Cure in with a runner in scoring position for Mike Mosley. A little bit outside with a pitch to Mosley. Knocks Dose on deck. At this moment, Extreme Scout now allowing 21, scoring 8. Capital still at the allowed 19 and scoring 8 as well. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it for Mike Mosley. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Gamer. Couple of walks as well, and a run for Extreme 16.
Drives that in the direction of right field. That is going to sail. I'm really not sure why I quote it. It's so frequently wrong. That is hit well towards left field. Jackson Hyatt, 1 for 2 in the game, lifts this one towards left center. Here's the 1-0 offering. That is hit well towards left field. High fly ball, left. That is shot in the direction. Barr, who is issued in Sackerly with 2 gone. Sackerly trying to come to the plate with put the finishing touches on a mercy rule win. That's hit well, though, towards left field, and it'll be wrapped up around 8 o'clock. That is shot in the direction of right field. Lyles. 2-1 offering. That is shot towards the gate.
Top of the 5th gets underway. Braden Lennox flying it to right, and there for the catch is Jackson Fry. Pitch in and out on the 5th. Brendan Boston to the plate. And again, I mentioned I am assuming that is Fry and not Frey. F-R-E-Y is Fry when it's Glenn and Frey when it's James. Boston Brennan ground into a 1-3. That is ground to third, picked up by Miller, goes to first, and there's out number 2. Two gone for Jude Guillory. Guillory struck out in the 2nd. Elijah Gamer moving to the on-deck circle. First game of 4 today, if Mama Nature will allow. Forecast not looking particularly good, especially for the 16U championship game. The new pitcher, by the way, is Mike Mosley. Cole McGee will work 4 innings, face 15. 4 strikeouts, a walk, 2 hits, no runs allowed. And hands it over to Mike Mosley. And actually, he and Mosley swapped spots. McGee is now in short, with Mosley now on the hill. Popped up left side, and in from left field to make the catch is Dean Harkness. And Mike Mosley comes in and works some perfection in the top of the 5th. 3 up and 3 down. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Bottom of the 5th gets underway. Knox Dose to start it. Tatum Miller and Dean Harkness due up in the inning. Facing the reliever, Elijah Gamer, ground first. And it is picked up there by Boston, now playing first, who will get Dose on the unassisted putout. One out for Tatum Miller. Tatum Miller in rarefied air. Only guy this weekend to smack a home run. And we are into the 11th game. And let's say we have an average of what? Maybe 50, 55 at-bats. So let's go with the lower number, the 50. And we've had 10 games prior, 500 at-bats, and about 525 at-bats into the game. He smacks the only home run of the day, and that will be over the head of center fielder Andrew Pizzolato. And Miller's got another extra base hit. This one a double. So he's got the double, the home run. And Dean Harkness coming to the plate with an RBI chance. Inside to Harkness. Harkness with a sacrifice fly that brought in a run in the first and a single in the third. One of those unusual, too, sacrifices, in that it was a sacrificed first. Miller taking off third, and he's going to get tagged out. Trying to steal. Trying to steal before the throw. And that will negate the double and send Miller back to the dugout. And the base is cleared with 2 gone. That is chopped by, well, that was somebody batting for Harkness. That was Fry batting for Harkness. And grounding into the putout for out number 3. 1 base hit. Nobody stranded. We go to the 6th in a 4-zip game.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Top of the 6th gets underway, and it's Elijah Gamer who will start, and Jeff Meyer and Andrew Pizzolato due up in the inning 2. Is this going to be the game that makes it to the 7th for the first time this weekend? Right now I'm saying yes. Gamer hit by the pitch. And he will go down to first unless we have a really lengthy 6th. I'm thinking this is the game in which we get 7. Gamer now the pitcher. So he will get a courtesy runner. And I'm not sure which number 4 this is. There are 2 number 4s for the Capitals. Eli Parton and Jude Guillory. If I had to pick, it is Jude Guillory because he was the last out in the 5th inning. So I'm saying Guillory for Gamer as Jeff Meyer makes his way to the plate. Andrew Pizzolato to the on-deck circle. Good-looking pitch bent into the strike zone by Mosley. And it is 0-1. Jeff Miller's got one of the 2 Capitals base hits. He had a single in the 3rd. The other hit was a single in the 4th from Eli Parton. And they both came against starting pitcher Cole McGee. That'll go to the screen, and Guillory will go to second. Jeff Meyer trying to drive in that run. Right back up the middle. Able to grab it. McGee coming home with the plate throw, and now you have got Guillory in a run down, and he's tagged out. What a nice play by McGee. And Guillory did not realize he had made the stop. Thought that was a seeing eye single that was going to make its way into center. So instead it turns into a 6-5. Actually, I think it was a 6-2-5-1 put out. To third goes Jeff Meyer. On the toss to Pizzolato that goes to the screen. And again, a runner in third for the Capitals. And this time he's going to come in. Wallace will field in second. Pizzolato grounding into the 4-3, but the run Meyer will score. And Pizzolato credited with the RBI. Jeremiah Smith next. On the outside part of the plate to Smith. Well, a couple of teams coming in winless in pool play, but they have played an exceptional game. This is one of those games where you worry if it becomes like an 18-17 final. But it has been a nicely contested game. Jeremiah Smith struck out in the third. 1-2 the count. And as I mentioned, a game that goes to the seventh typically is an efficiently played game. And this one right now looks like it's headed to the seventh. Smith will strike out. One runs in. Nobody stranded. It's 4-1 extreme 16. Headed to the bottom of the sixth.
Are you an athlete looking to play at the next level? With players and teams all across the Southeast, United teams compete regionally and nationally in Showcase Series, Perfect Game, and PBR events. Visit UnitedBaseball.org and you could be next. United Baseball Organization, where the focus is always on you. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Cole McGee will start it, fouling off the first pitch from Elijah Gamer. Connor Wallace and Bo LaBeouf due up in the inning as well. Well, we've had our first home run of the weekend here at SLU. Might as well have our first 7-inning game. And sure looking that way. Cole McGee 1 for 2 in the game. And a single in the first and then hit into that 6-5, 4-5-6 put out of Dean Harkness. Connor Wallace to the on-deck circle. We were anticipating clouds, but not this early, but they are moving in here in Hammond, Louisiana. Community of about 22,000. Described as a very nice place to live, according to the various publications. Cost of living apparently down. Crime rate relatively low. Nearby amenities. Popped up, but we'll get out of play. Chase given by Boston. But runs out of room, and it's called a brick wall. Here is the payoff pitch. It's low and on is Cole McGee. That will be the third walk issued by Gamer. And you've got a runner aboard for Connor Wallace. Bo LaBeouf moving to the on-deck circle. That'll go to the screen, and off to second goes McGee. Extreme 16 trying to get that run back given up in the top part of the inning. Well, you can consider, too, in addition to amenities, cost of living, low crime rate, transportation. I mean, you've got access to major thoroughfares that go both east and west and north and south. With 12 that hits 10 and 55. Into second, fielded by Parton, goes to first, gets Wallace on the 4-3. McGee will go to third. So additional pluses. That will be sent out of play. Now, can I verify all the information in regards to crime rate, cost of living, etc.? No, it could be tarnished a little bit in that the wife likes the area. So she could be kind of lobbying for the area. It's a foul ball in the direction of third. Nah, she would not go the false route to lobby. LaBeouf 1 for 2 in the game. Singled and flew out to right field. And this one will drop into right field, a base hit that brings in McGee. And Extreme will push that lead back out to 4. And LaBeouf picks up his second hit and first RBI. Lucas Barlow next. And Barlow will hit that one foul over towards the stands on the left side.
I'm going to have to ask. I'm looking over to the left and have obviously seen it plenty of games. And it was there last time, kind of a house. That'll be an infield fly rule, and that's exactly why the infield fly rule is put into place. So that if there is an intentional drop, you don't have the possibility of the double play. Two gone with a runner at first. Cohen Cure to the plate. But there's a house, or at least it looks like a house. I'm sure it's not living quarters. The buff down to second. Down the line towards left. I would assume coach's offices. It's got kind of a house look to it. Cohen Cure has struck out and walked. And yeah, I'm thinking we do go to the 7th. We've got plenty of time left in our 150. As that is ground to short, Bernard will pick up and go to first. And speaking of first, our first trip to the 7th coming up.
You made it. You went further than even you believed. You took your friends, your teammates, teachers, and coaches. You needed Dad, but Mom was there through it all. See, you didn't do it alone. It took a united effort. It also took you. United Baseball is a full-time organization focused on development and advancement of athletes. If you're a high school-age baseball player with a desire to play at the next level, you could be next. Log on to unitedbaseball.org to learn more.
A game of first for this weekend here at SLU. And our first home run. And now our first 7-inning game. Kellon Jenkins starting it off. Cal Hereford and Eli Parton due up in the inning as well. Extreme 16, hoping there is no bottom of the 7th. Capitals 15 want to force a bottom half of the inning. Jenkins 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. And now 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the 7th. Second strikeout of the game for Mike Mosley. It is the 6th for Extreme pitching. Cale Hereford next. Top of the order, Eli Parton on deck. That is ground towards second. Over to get it is Wallace. Whips it to first, and there's 2 away. Clouds beginning to build over Hammond, Louisiana. The original prediction for precip's about 4 this afternoon. I don't know if that has changed with the current cloud buildup. Nope, still staying about 4. And only calling for a slight chance, but that stuff building in the Gulf of Mexico looks a little more than slight. Hit by the pitch is Parton, and he'll go down to first. And that is the second Capitals 15 hitter hit by a Mike Mosley pitch. Joe Bernard is next. Reached on an error and struck out. 0 for 2 in the game. First pitch getting away from Dose, and that will get Parton to second. Joe Bernard with an RBI opportunity. And that will skip right past Wallace into right field. Here comes Parton. He'll score. And unofficially, that's an E4 that brings in the run, makes it a 5-2 game. Tanner Chelan is next. And we'll send that one foul. We are right at an hour 40 into the game. Here's the irony again. Like games last weekend in Baton Rouge or the prior week, the 7-inning games have actually been the shortest games time-wise. Everything this weekend, with the exception of one Mercy Rule game, has gone an hour 50. This one is at an hour 41. And in the 7th. 1-2 pitch. Too high in the count even. That one nearly got Tanner Chelan. Chelan 0 for 2 in the game. Is ground into a 5-4 and a 1-3. Just a little bit outside of the walk given. That will bring the tying run to the plate. Braden Lennox 0 for 2. A ground out to first and a fly out to right. On the outside part of the plate with a pitch to Lennox. And it is 0-2 on Lennox. Couple of base runners on, 1 run in, top of the 7th. 5-2 lead. Tying run at the plate. Just a little bit outside with the Mike Mosley pitch. tad outside again. Count runs even at 2. Got your deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs and 2 on and 2 runs for the Capitals. Strike 3, and that'll do it for the ball game. Lennox strikes out, and your game is over. And in pool play, Extreme Scout, and make that Extreme 16. We'll leave 1 and 2. Capitals will go winless at 0 and 3. Final numbers in this one for the Capitals: 2 hits, 1 error, 2 runs. 1 came in the top of the 7th, the other in the 6th. They will leave 5 on. For Extreme 16, 7 hits, an error committed, 6 stranded. Got a couple of runs in the first and a run each in the 3rd, 4th, and 6th. And that is it for pool play for these 2 teams. One more pool play game before we get to your championship matchups at SLU next. Big game. Ace Academy and Louisiana, Mississippi Jays 16U. Coming up here on JockJive. In the meantime, camera stays up, link stays live, audio goes down, and we get ready for about a 12 o'clock matchup. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I don't know that there has been a bigger pool play game, at least with the implications on so many different teams, than this one. Ace Academy coming in at 2-0, taking on a Louisiana Mississippi J16U that is 1-1. But also with a single loss in pool play is Mississippi Scout and UBO Henry. So a Louisiana-Mississippi win could throw things topsy-turvy in the pool. An Ace Academy win, and it's cut and dry. Cam Bailey lifting that one to Colt Loren, who will make the catch in right field. And there is one away. And the game getting started under very overcast conditions in Hammond. Cam Bailey, the one guy for Ace Academy. Malik Thompson is the two-hitter. Trey Daly hitting third. Isaiah Daly fourth. Avery Bergeron in the 5 spot. Marlon Thompson hitting sixth. Michael Gray is the 7-hitter. Brennan Miles batting 8th. And Niall Memezwate is in the 9 hole. Aaron Holmes on the hill for Louisiana, Mississippi. Behind the plate, D.C. Hughes. Jay Aldridge at first. Second baseman Nick Young. As the strike is delivered, a couple of strikes on Malik Thomas. Shortstop is Brock Cawthorn. And there is strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. 2 gone for Trey Daly. Eli Chandler at third, the outfield for the Jays. Jaden Watson left, center fielder Caden Jackson. And the right fielder is Colt Loren. Trey Daly with Isaiah Daly on deck. 2 gone in the top of the first. And that one will be sent out of play by Daly. I'm looking to see if I see what it sounds like I hear. And that is a drop or 2 of rain. I don't see it. And now I do, and there is the swing and miss by Daly. So there is some drops beginning to fall as we get the top of the first underway. Well, there's been enough rain apparently in center field that it has knocked out my camera. That is why there is a relatively cheap camera in center field versus a relatively expensive one, because there's no production in center, and apparently the rain's already wiped it out. Thought it might last a little longer, but just a drop of rain and electronics in the wrong spot can create those kind of issues. And we'll sail on Isaiah Daly trying to throw out Nick Young. And a base runner aboard, compliments of the error, and we might see a lot of that in this moderate rainfall that we've currently got here in Hammond, Louisiana. Well, the last time we had Ace Academy, we had rain and had to shut down center field. And here we go again. Nick Young on, compliments of the error, takes off for second. And he'll get in safely with a stolen base after the pitch to Caden Jackson. Colt Lorette, the 3-hitter. Brock Cawthorn batting 4th. Eli Chandler is the 5 guy. Jaden Watts hitting 6th. Jay Aldridge 7th. Landon Chavez is the 8-hitter. Aaron Holmes batting 9th. Flip Wheeler in the 10 spot, and DC Hughes hitting 11th. And looking beyond the outfield, I think that rain is just going to keep getting heavier. I don't think it's going to let up anytime soon. And let's see how long we will play in the rain. And that one's going to hit Caden Jackson. He'll go down to first. And that's going to be it. They're going to send the guys to the dugout. And we're going to stop action because of rain. And I'm going to head to center field and see if there's anything salvageable in center field. We are in a weather delay in Hammond, Louisiana.